Okay, welcome back to another episode of the HomeTown podcast. And we're going to be talking hometown, talking life, and talking together. Today we have a special guest, Kayley Whited. And
Hey.
Kayley, thank you for your time. I know it's very valuable when you got a lot of going on. And so, we just, the purpose in these podcasts, this series is to try to get people to know a little bit more about the people they don't see every day, and or don't have even the ones that they do see don't have an opportunity to really find out who they are, like the basic things about them and where they came from, that kind of stuff, and get to know them. I mean, that's important. We're very proud of the team we put together, and I just think that it's important that people know who we are. So, okay, so Kayley Whited, you grew up here in Oneonta, or?
I moved here when I was 4
Okay.
from Birmingham, and I've lived here ever since and went to school here, graduated from Oneonta.
So you were a Redskin.
Mm-hmm. I was.
And you said something about the sport. What did you play?
I played volleyball through high school. I played rec sports, softball, basketball, stuff like that, but my love was volleyball in high school. So
Yeah. And did your mom play volleyball? I can't remember.
she did. Mm-hmm. It was kind of a family thing. I have aunts that played for college. My mom and then my sister. It was just something that we connected over and we all enjoyed. So
Yeah.
Yep.
So you mentioned your sister. You have the one sister.
One sister. Mm-hmm.
So it's you and her. That's
Just us.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what's her name?
Casey.
Casey.
Mm-hmm.
And she's married. She's a low, right?
She is a low.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
I have to kind of get all that cleaned up in my mind.
Yep.
So, and what about children? I mean, I know Joe's your husband, but
Yes. I have 2 kids, 14-year-old boy and then a 10-year-old daughter. So life's busy for us. Constant. Yep.
That's
Sports.
another recurrent theme that we're getting in these interviews is that life's busy and the children, and we talk about the chapters of life, it's a book and sometimes the book goes faster, it seems like, and then you're reaching that maximum age when they are as busy as can possibly be. There's, activities and that kind of stuff. So what are your children, what are they involved in?
Braden, my son, is involved in football and baseball. He is going to be on the varsity football team this year, and he'll try out for baseball for varsity this year as well. So he's loving it, but it's kind of hard for me. I think these past couple of years he's growing up, and I don't know. To me, this is harder than like those kindergarten years.
Yeah,
seeing him grow up, and
they're becoming an adult,
right?
And that wasn't when you had him, that wasn't what you had in mind,
right?
When they were in the crib,
right?
You can't see them as an adult.
No. But Anne-Marie, my 10-year-old, she plays softball, and Oneonta has actually started a rec volleyball team this year. So she starts that this week, actually. So
that's great.
She's very excited about that.
Yeah. We've talked about on a couple of episodes here, we've talked about the sports place that we're involved in, and volleyball is a real central part of that. And we kind of, a lot of our planning as far as the facility was based around volleyball. It's a great sport. I think that it's overlooked sometimes because it's just not one of those front and center like football, baseball, whatever. But yeah, it's a great sport.
I think it's going to be great for those purposes.
Yeah.
I foresee it being used a lot for that.
So what's the hardest thing about volleyball?
I would say serving, because you're alone. It's your job to get it right. And so.
Never really thought about that, but you're in the spotlight.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in the spotlight.
Right. the game's not going on yet, so you've got to start the game and you've got to get it right in order for it to begin.
I know how intimidating it is, the lights, the cameras, and all that stuff that we have going on, and of course the microphone, all that, and I never really thought about the fact that the server in volleyball is very much the same, right? I mean, you're on your spotlight's on you, right. And you've got to hit that ball in a certain spot or whatever. Certainly got to get it in, right?
Right.
That's important. So that might be one of those things that we use to get people a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
With.
I think that's why I did well serving, but I practiced and practiced after practice, before practice, because if I'm going to be in the spotlight of something, I want to make sure I'm going to do it right. And I always want to make sure I'm going to do something right. But if I'm going to be front and center, I want to get it done and I want to get it right. So I think that's my biggest thing is I practiced very hard to get it right and to not, I guess, embarrass myself in front of everyone.
Well, since we're talking about your family, just don't forget about Joe.
What about him?
Well, just, that's who you're married. Just kind of go over a little bit more about, and I know he works here in town, I think. And
we met in high school. I graduated in May, got married in June. Lots of opinions about that from everyone. But here we are, 16 years later, still married and still happy. And he worked in education for 13 years and decided that was not for him anymore. School education as a whole has changed a lot, and it was hard. So he works for a logistics company in Oneonta, and he's worked there for a few years.
Keeps things moving. Yep. That's what he does.
That's right.
That's cool.
But he's, his hours are very flexible. So me working full time, he's able to help shuffle kids around.
I noticed a picture that you posted at Braden is right in there with Joe now.
He's taller than him, and Joe's happy, but he's, at the same time, he's like.
I remember, and this is kind of telling on my age, but I remember Joe playing football in high school, and he was one of the bigger guys, right? And now his son is one of the bigger guys, is even bigger than he is.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, that might be intimidating for him a little bit.
He has his dad tells it, or Joe tells Braden, he has a lot to live up to. So, yeah. I'm like, no pressure or anything.
Yeah. So. Just some trophies and some, things like
Rings
that.
Rings and trophies, yeah.
And the trophy case at the high school.
Yep.
So that's exciting, though, that he's moving into that now, and he's interested in that.
Oh, yeah.
And, that kind of propels everything forward, I guess, right?
That's right.
Well, let's see. How long have you been at HomeTown?
16 years.
16 years.
Yep. So
tell us a little bit. I know, and I mentioned this in several of the podcasts, we do a lot of things.
Absolutely.
But tell us a little bit about, number one, day one at HomeTown versus now. I mean, you've kind of gone through, I'm sure, I distinctly remember you being a teller, but that's probably it. So tell me about how you got where you are.
When I started, I was on the teller line, and I feel like learned so much there, and then moved to the phones, answered phones for several years, and then moved to help Natasha in more of an accounting role and deposit operations, things like that. So,
and that's where you're at now. That's what you're doing now. So, all right. So Natasha told a story about you guys having a kind of a beach trip for the operations people. And unfortunately, there was a small accident on the way there, right?
Just a small one. That's right.
Yeah. So tell us that story from your perspective. Because hers was, obviously, she was the driver, so that wasn't exactly happy.
No, but, everybody was okay. Could have been a lot worse. But just traffic on the interstate got pretty bad pretty quickly, and rear-ended a car, and my teeth came through my bottom lip, and I was taken by ambulance to Greenville Hospital, and
Yeah.
it was not a great experience.
And I know this is, we've talked when we interviewed Natasha, we had a little bit of conversation about this, but I received a call that day, and it says, "Hey, it's been an accident." It was Amy on the phone, and she said, "Kayley's bad. Kayley's bad. What happened? I need to get there. Do I need to get there?" And they said, "Well, her teeth's coming through her bottom lip." And I said, "Well, yeah, you don't need to be in the Greenville hospital. Do whatever you got to. We'll send somebody down from UAB to pick you up, whatever it takes." And so,
and I did. I went to UAB. I told the nurse at Greenville that the doctor there was not taking care of me. And I'm not normally like that, but I was not comfortable there.
Well, when you're injured, I mean, it's a totally different, and plus just the trauma of the accident, the whole 9 yards,
So my husband was at a football game in, I believe, Bluentsville, and so he drove half the way to Greenville and then realized that I was going to UAB and drove back to UAB and met me there. So
I was just so happy they were able to get you there.
Oh, yeah.
It's time the frame they did. So, well, we'll move on from that. I know it's just not. So
everything's good. We were fine.
Just always like to bring that up, and because it's a unique, thing, and that's kind of my next question is that as far as HomeTown's concerned, I mean, well, I'll tell you. Let's back up a minute. Okay, so you graduated from high school. Did you work during high school anywhere? What kind of things had you done?
I mean, I didn't have like a 9-to-5 job per se, but I babysat a lot. Several children.
Well, that's a real job.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely taught me some life lessons and helped me grow. When I graduated, I started working at Limestone Springs and worked there for a little while and put my resume in here. Joe was actually going through his student teaching, and as some people may know, you don't get paid during that time. And so it was one of those things I wanted to find somewhere that I could have a steady income and full-time hours and stuff like that. And my plan was to be a teacher, and that I quickly realized once I got here that this is what I wanted to do, and I enjoyed it. So,
well, we, like I said, we pride ourselves on our organization. And what's unique, you think, here? What would be something you'd probably say, "Hey, wow"?
I guess the culture, and maybe that's a little cliche, but I've always felt like I could say what I needed to say to get something done, or I could, I had the power to do something for a customer that was needed. And I didn't have a lot of experience before here, but I did feel like that was different, and I knew that it was something good. So that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Actually, we had, again, another recurring theme here is that we really pride ourselves on the whole idea of freedom with responsibility. You have the freedom to do whatever you want, but you have a responsibility to get it done.
Right.
And so kind of, again, what is your primary thing? You said accounting, but your day-to-day, you're balancing the bank.
Balancing the bank. Natasha and I kind of swap up those roles weekly, and we do a little bit of HR and payroll and accounting. We deposit operations. I mean, we wear a lot of hats, but I think it's a good thing. We can take on things for each other when somebody's out, and so
something I've mentioned before is that you get such a rounded experience in a bank. You got people's money, and you got all array of people. So you walk out with a better understanding of lots of things, but certainly people.
Right.
And that's something that you walk around with. It's not something you lose. So positive, and you kind of approach things a little differently when you've been in that environment.
I agree.
Yeah. So on a personal note, I mean, if you're not here, what are things that y'all like to do or you like to do? What is it something that you really enjoy?
Well, I talked about being at sporting events with the kids, and we really enjoy that. But we spend the most of our time at the lake or by the pool, by water. My family loves tubing, skiing, all the above. So,
active. Yeah.
Yep. So
that's fantastic.
if we have free time, that's usually where we are.
Yeah. I think it was Natasha was telling a story about the Zoom calls and when you were at the house and when you guys lived on the lake and can you please turn the camera around where we can see that? And I think that that's cool. I mean, I enjoy the lake myself.
Yeah.
So I get that.
Yeah.
So that's what you enjoy doing. And of course the kids take up time. I mean, that's not bad time. It's just
no.
Things that you can.
I think once you realize it's fleeting, how fast it's fleeting, you try to soak it up a little bit more and enjoy it and realize that one day it's going to be kind of boring. So, enjoy the fast pace.
If you got a 14-year-old, it's already changing, a little bit. So, you see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But again, it's chapters for them too. And it all works out in time. So, you have a memory or a thought or something that happened here at HomeTown that was just kind of crazy or funny or whatever?
I was on the teller line, and we had been told about accidentally putting cash in our work. And I had not been here long. I specifically remember $900 cash in my work on accident. Amy took that, and it was when all of that went back to central location, and she took it and hid it from me. And my drawer was out in $900.
And you being the perfectionist you are.
And I cried and cried, and then she told me she had it. And I'm really good friends with her to this day, but I was so mad at her and was done, ready to go home. So, but yeah, I'll never forget that. So.
Yeah. Amy. Yeah.
I didn't do it again.
She
taught me a lesson.
Yeah. And she was a trickster.
That's right.
She was pretty good at that. So, well, thanks again. What is it that you're really enjoying right now as far as life goes?
We just started building a house. So all of my extra time is going to that besides being on the lake or, being at a sporting event. We're building a house.
So this is the second one you built, right?
Yep. So
is it any easier?
We're still pretty early on, but it seems like we're more comfortable. We know what to expect, and
you're not as intimidated by it, probably.
Right. Yeah. And gonna take our time and get it right and be happy with it and hopefully stay there for a very long time. So
yeah.
I've threatened Joe that we're not moving for a while. So
yeah, don't pin it on that. Sometimes things do change. But,
that's right. I know.
Yeah. Well, thanks again for your time, Kayley. I know it's, again, very, very valuable, and you guys are really busy. And this is another one of those that, I've talked about this, but it's that quiet busy where, it's not a lot of discussion going on, but the more and the more quiet things are in the Natasha Kayley world, and there's a lot going on, especially time when you file call report, things like that. So, we appreciate your work and appreciate you being here. And thanks again for joining us on HomeTown Podcast, and look forward to seeing you next time.